my top 5 tips for buyers that have had their offer accepted. So you have found the home of your dreams and your offer that you put in has been accepted. Now this is going to be such an exciting time for you, and the journey for you owning that new home has just begun. The next steps in the process are extremely important. In order for the sale of your new home to run smoothly, you need to be as prepared and as organised as you can at the point that you make your offer. So today I thought it would be really good to go through my top 5 essential actions that you need to do when your offer is accepted. So number 1 is provide confirmation. Your estate agent should have given you one of their offer forms where you would fill that in to the best of your ability and with your best foot forward, because in essence that is what is presented to their client, and that's what's going to get your offer accepted, is if you are in the best position for the seller to accept your particular offer, whether that be because of the situation you're in, whether that be to do with the price that you've settled on. Whatever the case is, you want to make sure that offer form is filled in completely and correctly. Now on that offer form you should also be putting any fixture and fittings that you might want from the property when you viewed it, also your solicitor's details. So you need to be prepared and organised with the fact that you need to appoint a solicitor, because that means that you are ready legally to go, and also your current status, so whether you've got something to sell, whether you are having a mortgage and you've got a mortgage in principle, whether you're a cash buyer. So all of that goes onto the offer form. Now once your offer has been accepted, the estate agent will give you a call for some further information. So the main thing is proof of funds. So this is whether you are deciding to get, like I said, a mortgage in principle, or whether you've got the cash readily available. So you need to provide documentation for that. So in theory you could get that all prepared before you make the offer. So in preparation, knowing that that is going to be asked of you. I think it's far too many times when we ask for proof of funds and it can take 24 to 48 hours to kind of get that to us, when actually if you have that documentation prepared and ready, then it should take a click of the button and then they will have it. And then the all-important solicitor's details. Now if you haven't appointed a solicitor, this is also going to delay the process. We want to be prepared to send out the memorandum of sale, which gets the whole legal process started. Now for that to happen, we need to have your solicitor's details. So again, that's something that you could do in readiness. If you're in a position where you're putting offers on properties, you are obviously in a position where you are ready to buy. So having a solicitor there, having your proof of funds ready is all really important. Number 2 is remove competition. Now always remember that the estate agent is acting on behalf of their client, which is the seller. For them to remove all marketing off all the portals and kind of stop any marketing that is happening, we need to make sure, and the seller needs to make sure, there is a lot of commitment behind the offer that's being placed. So just having an offer accepted often isn't enough for marketing to stop completely. Now estate agents can decide to pause viewings, so they might still take people's contact details that are interested in buying the property or viewing the property, but they might pause viewings with the idea that we do have an offer on the table. But some commitment, some skin in the game is making sure that your solicitors are appointed, you've started to act on searches and surveys, you've got those booked in, if not already done, and those things are tipping closer and closer towards the amazing exchange. So realistically, as a buyer, you want to be the ones that are leading the way, acting fast, providing all the documentation, chasing your solicitors, getting that sale going through and making sure that it's going through smoothly. The estate agent will also help. It's in the benefit of the sellers. So if from kind of all angles we're pushing it forward, then removing marketing can be something that is done. But all I would say is just having an offer accepted probably isn't enough to then say to the estate agent, I want you to completely remove it off the portals, I want you to cease marketing. I think you need to make sure that you have shown your commitment for then the estate agent and also their client to show the commitment back to yourselves. Now, number 3 is all about appointing solicitors, and I've realised I have actually already spoken about that. So I'll just enhance that point. you know, we can't do anything without solicitors being involved. So you need to make sure that you have them. If you don't have them appointed, for example, at the point of putting the offer form forward, you know, some people aren't in that kind of place. However, as soon as it's accepted, give yourself no more than a 24-hour window to get a solicitor appointed. If you're in the process of like, oh, I need to look around, I need to see who I want to appoint, that in theory is something that you can do and prepare way before you put offers in for any property. So the research side of things, do ahead of time. Maybe you know in the back of your head who you will be appointing, even if you don't do it straight away. Or equally, if you're not sure, your estate agent should have built up a good network and connections with multiple solicitors that they would recommend, especially if it's a local estate agent that really knows kind of local solicitors. So don't be afraid to ask for recommendations. And realistically, an estate agent will only recommend a solicitor that they have worked with before, who has shown professional and efficiency, and that will help and benefit that sale go through. So if it is something that you haven't thought about, then go straight to your estate agent and they should be able to also help. Number 4 is preparing your funds. So for example, if you are a cash buyer, then you might need to work out timeframes of when that cash can be readily available, whether it be easy and within 24 hours that cash can be pulled out, or whether it's in certain investment banking. There's loads of different reasons why it could take potentially not kind of an immediate response. It could take 7 working days. It could take longer, especially if you're pulling money from, you know, international banks, for example. So making sure that you're aware of the timescales of how quickly you can kind of pull that money ready to purchase the property. And then again, on the flip side, if it is a mortgage application, then making sure that you have done the full application. At the point of when we ask for a proof of funds, it's likely that you might have offered us a mortgage in principle and just shown us that at this stage. You might have already done the full application, which is amazing, again, being the most prepared and organised that you can. But if you hadn't, then making sure that mortgage application has been completed. And I always do advise that you would have a mortgage advisor to help guide you through that process and to kind of help you with what you need to supply for your mortgage application. And again, just making sure that you've got someone there ticking you along, making sure that you're acting on these things fast, being proactive, all to make sure that that sale goes through successfully and you get to move into your dream home. And finally, number 5 is about arranging a survey. Now, this is super crucial. You need to know as a buyer kind of the condition of the property that you are purchasing. And what a surveyor will do is kind of inspect the property and work out what kind of current but potentially future issues that could occur with that property. So it's really good to make sure that when you're purchasing something that is as valuable as a property, that you know exactly what you are buying and what condition you are getting it in. Now, make sure that you liaise with your estate agent. They will obviously liaise with the seller to work out timings to get all of that booked in. But that's something that, again, you can get booked in straight away. Do not leave it to the last minute to the point of somebody's chasing you. When you know that that's something that you should do as a buyer, then get that done immediately. So realistically, all of the 5 things that I've gone through today, the proactiveness can come from you as a buyer. You know, as the estate agent, as the clients of our sellers, as solicitors, we are all in your corner to get that sale through. But there's a lot of actions that are required for your proactiveness and your efficiency. So help yourself out and think about these things before you put the offer in, or as soon as it's accepted, start thinking about them and put them at the top of your priority list. I hope this video has helped somebody, and I hope actually a lot of it does make sense. If you are looking for your dream home and you're not sure where to start, then please do get in contact with Luxury Property Partners. It's something that we can help, whether we have a property on the market currently with ourselves, but we also can try and help you find you one. So if you want to get in contact with us, then my details are below, and yeah, we can help you out.